Okay. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Remember when I was just like feeling so super confident and wasn't worried at all? That's no longer what I'm feeling right now.
I am Smogles and I'm not a robot. I'm a normal guy with normal thoughts. I am Smogles and I'm just like you. There's no reason to believe I'm anything else. Totally do.
Hello everyone. I'm Smogles. I'm not a robot. I'm gonna say something controversial. I think we're in a good spot. I'm gonna say it. We are in a good spot because look at this. We're playing Citizen Sleeper, by the way. In case you weren't aware, in case you didn't read the title, or in case this just showed up somewhere on your feed. Which, hi, how's it going? So I have 3 upgrade points, which means that now I can be just an interface wizard. So like hacking is just going to be so easy. I have one of the best dice rolls that I've had in a long few cycles, if I'm being honest. And yeah, I also found through exploration Caster, who is this guy who can trade a ship mine for me so I can get one for Navend. And yeah, so I'm again gonna say it right now, everything is going okay. And I'm not gonna overthink it. Okay. I have how much data do I have? 4. Okay, that's not terrible. I can find that easily. Great, I can use my 1. Perfect. That's before the hunter could get at me. This. Appreciate what you presented, but I have nothing more to offer. Great. So this is just... So I do one time getting Yadigan data at one point, and I'll get 1 vial of stabilizer. So it's not a consistent thing in that respect, but it is still something. Okay. Let's bring this ship mine to Navend. Yay! Yay! Sleeper must express plan before we begin. Neovend is impatient. The prospect of being free of the vending machine clearly too much to take. Chipmind has no output features, will be mute until slotted. You won't be able to speak? Correct, do not worry. The servo motors in the machine begin to rev. Neovend's anxiety clear. First imprint chipmind, then slot imprinted chipmind into physical ports close to Hunter's nest. Once slotted, will track Hunter at each. Tracking will find core nest, slot shipmind at core nest, show Hunter data to Hunter. Hunter will conclude sentience. Hunter will invoke killer, and killer will kill. Yes. The Neo lights on the vending machine cycle as Neovend prepares. Physical ports, likely sealed in own station. We'll need keys, but yes, simple. The vending machine rocks a little. Any questions before imprinting? No questions. I cannot access via network. Too dangerous. Hunter will find immediately. The lights flicker. I am not like you. Hybrid. Am native to cloud. Easy prey. What's the core nest? Hunter keeps central data storage. Protocol must keep data outside self. Linked to secondary nests. Can triangulate from there. That's it. Let's start. The sound of all the server motors starting up at once is painful. The screeches rattle from the hard surfaces of the sealed dock and come back at all angles. Neoven better be quick or Haven Edge security will be here. Neoven's voice appears among the squeals like a whisper carried on by the wind. The machine is not designed for this task. Few sensors, limited inputs. I work blind. Wish me luck. In the top part of the compartment, a set of arms aligned with the ship mind, clunkily scraping against it. Good luck. The metal creaks as the servers open the ship mind, its layers of silicon nested like an onion skin. Once open, the main arm of the machine rapidly shifts back and forth, realigning the microscopic components, accessing and rewriting them, imprinting Neovend into its physical form. As you watch, the hypnotic motion of your mind drifts to your own creation. What processes cause the pipes to start just absolutely going crazy? Just really, you really need. Thank you. What processes were used to emulate your mind to copy the neural structure of that person who, as far as you know, still sleeps in some distant facility? What was lost? In what ways are you a copy of that person, and in what ways are you something new? You know this much. You are a convenient loophole, a way of circumnavigating the illegality of sentient AI. After all, you are an emulation, not a true digital being. You are neurologically limited, still human, but what would you become if you could escape this frame? Where then would the limits lie? The screeching stops, the machine powers down, dropping the bay into darkness. In the top compartment, the ship mind is whole again. You reach up and take it down, heavy and cold to the touch. Is Neovend inside this thing, or did the process fail? There's only one way to know. Time to find a nest to slot them into. 1 upgrade point. Okay, let's give... I gave myself a 0 to endure. That's great. I could... Ooh. I could give myself some... I could wait and give myself some instant karma. Or I can do... Chance to gain energy after any engagement. Let's see. We're gonna make my... I'm gonna make myself fully interface and into it. So I'm gonna wait till I get another of those. Yeah, I was about to say, how do I find the nests? Oh, they're the hexagons. Okay, the hexagons are the nests. Okay. So I guess let's go. Oh, got it. I need to put... This is where I need those encrypted keys. Got it. Alright, well I do have the encrypted key, so that's not an issue there, but it does mean I'm gonna get attacked by the hunter. To get more of those. Oh boy. That's gonna be fine. Okay. In the meantime, there are other segments, there are other things I can do. One of which is going to be... No matter what, Hunter's gonna attack me. Okay, let's babysit Mina, just because I want to babysit Mina. Because Mina's the best. Okay. Great, ticket out, +2 energy. Have a feeling we'll satisfy that very quickly. Let's go up. I'm gonna wait till I get lower dice rolls before I go for the other data stuff. Mostly because I just want to, because the lower dice rolls are almost useless unless I'm using them for hacking. So I don't want to use them for. Okay. Rabia. Some more. I'll do some more work. Well, that's gonna get me energy. Let's try this. I want to find out what's on this spoke. If I can give myself guaranteed successes, that's even better. There's a midline freight hub. Conceal a shipment. Or I can do operators. Oh, this like fully gets me money from my interface. So I could make money doing that. That's helpful. I think I'm confident with this 3. Let's get this 3 to give us the ticket out. Perfect. She's asleep, whispered Mrs. Lem, creeping back out of the unit's tiny bedroom, sliding the door shut as he does. You're perched at a thin bar in the main room, the slate in front of you still glowing with Mina and your drawings from a cycle spent together. There's a ring, the only world Mina has known, with stick figures standing along its edge. The tall one is you. Drink? Asks Lem, producing a worn-looking bottle of Garol from under the bar, its contents glowing amber in the fluorescent light. Sure. Lem nods and glugs a few fingers into a couple metal tumblers, then sits down with you at the bar. Cheers, he offers, and you clink the metal containers together. You know, we actually have something to celebrate this time around. Lem gives you a sideways look. I made the assembly team on the side reel. He grins broadly. Clearly he has been desperate to tell you all cycle. Amazing! Lem holds up his drink. Couldn't have done it without you, keeping an eye on little meanie back here. Lem shifts a little on his stool. He looks uncomfortable. How's our girl doing, Sleeper? I haven't seen much of her these past cycles. I mean, she's doing great. This is her dad. Yeah, she's doing great. He wants to. Doing well, right? Of course she is. He playfully squeezes your shoulder. She talks about you a lot, you know. Draws you. I'm glad she has a friend that isn't me. His eyes drift to the bedroom door. You okay? He nods. I can't take all the credit for Mina. She isn't actually mine. He gazes into the middle distance. I pulled her off of a refugee shuttle out by one of Ember's moons. The colony was falling apart for decades after Solheim collapsed, surviving on next to nothing. Eventually, some of the residents tried to make it for the eye on those decrepit old shuttles. He slushes a drink around his tumbler. I have no idea what they were doing. One Mina was on, decompressed halfway here. Everyone spaced. The only reason she made it was someone sealed her in a weapon lock. She was ice cold when I reached her. Purple lips. He shivers. Once I picked her up, I couldn't let her go. The medics treated her with me still clinging to her. He takes a drink. Still not sure why. He reaches over and refills his cup. We aren't exactly anybody's heroes, you understand? We were a private military hired in by Conway to protect their claims in the collapse, but once I got Mina, that was it. I quit. Got us dumped here. saved her. Going to sound like an idiot now. He sighs. She saved me. That's the truth of it. He looks around the decaying unit. Its stained plastic plating and flickering eyes. Me? I brought her to this. She was tiny, too small to know what she lost, but I can't stop thinking about it. He rubs his eyes, dark with tiredness. What if our number doesn't come up in the draw, Sleeper? What then? Side reel will sail off without a thought, leaving us here. What kind of life is that for her? Going to stay silent and let him figure it out? Sorry, I know you don't have it any better. He looks at his cup, pushes it away down the bar. This is a celebration, right? Both of us on the team now, both of us in with a chance. Together. That's right. We hold on together. Imagine all three of us riding the side reel horizon out of here to a new world. He looks into his glass for a moment. I think I drank this too fast. Lem stands and starts to clear the glasses into the auto wash. I need some sleep, friend. Me too. All right then. Catches your shoulder as you turn to leave. Thank you, Sleeper. I mean it. From both of us. He pats your shoulder and you slip out into the dark of the walkway with thoughts of little Mina on your mind. Oh, good robot. That is, there's many great stories here, but that was definitely one of the most heartwarming stories. I was very happy to be a part of that. I just remembered. I think it's time for me to meet. Yep, there he is. It's time for me to meet with Fang. When you enter the service dock, Fang is already set up, crouched among stacks of equipment. He's leaning over a terminal bathed in a blue glow. He looks totally at home. Sleeper, what do you think? Turns out not everyone in Havenedge is set against me. A couple of my old systems pals managed to ship me some of my old gear. Sorry, all of a sudden. Nice kit. Fang does a mock bow. Any updates? Fang beckons you over. He has a set of scans of the wastes on his terminal, with heat maps of activity overlaid. A chunk of derelict rim is blotchy with bright red and orange marks. Does this look like a wasteland to you? Fang shakes his head. There's hundreds of Conway machines out here, all lined up in concealed hangars, and a whole underground facility to support them. Harden has got a crew out here putting them together. They must have shipped them in piece by piece through the shipyard ready for assembly out here. Why? They're planning something. No one needs hundreds of heavy-duty reclamation drones to run this kind of operation. Maybe Harden masked this whole thing as an effort to clean up the waste, but there's no way this is about pulling scrap off the eye. Fang looks worried. And why is Conway in the mix? I bet no one in Havenedge knows another corporation is setting up on the station. Aren't stupid either. These scans are the best info I got. The wastes are cut off from the eye's cloud of networks, and the greenway's a total dark zone. No data can come in or out. Can't hack them? I know we can't. I looked and it was nothing. It was mist. Yeah, from here. He turns and winks. That's why I'm gonna pay them a visit. Bang. Too risky. Forget. Havenedge has come in and out of there all cycle. I should be able to get in as long as no one I know sees me. But I need you on the outside to help disable security systems, cut me a pathway through. There's no cloud access, but if I can get inside, I can open up the nodes in their network and we can work in tandem. It's a massive facility buried deep down there. Miles of corridor and ventways trapped around the cargo bays and hangars, so it'll take more than a few cycles to work through it, but as long as you can keep them off my back, I know I can rip out what we need out of there. He pulls a handful of ripper worms from his pocket, hands them to you. These are the last of my little helpers I managed to salvage, so make them count. I modified them slightly. This time they'll feed their data threads back into the system that they are tunneling into, creating a nasty little feedback loop. We run it just like we did with the agents. Hack the nodes I ping to locate the ports for security systems, then slot the worms into those systems, let them go to town. He points to the fuzzy silhouette of a buried facility on the terminal. Here's the entryway. This is where you can access the slot and the first worm. That'll fry their perimeter systems. Let me get past the first cordon. What I need from you is to keep your eyes on the facility after you kick things off. You see me pop up a security system, server bank. You need to break in, slot a ripper to disable as soon as you can. If I can't? Bang gives you a hard look. You miss a system, you wait too long, they're gonna find me. It's as simple as that. He claps you on the shoulder. I need you focused on this one. So I'm gonna let you fire the starting gun. I won't go until you slot that first worm. Thank God. You leave the tracker running in terminal here, so come back here if you want to see my progress. He affectionately pats the top of the screen. Got it. Don't worry, you can run rings around our protocols. I've seen it. Bang gets up. It's all in place. You just need to make your own preparations and slot that worm. Don't wait too long. I'm getting bored of all this sneaking around. Once I'm inside, I'll get proof of what we need to end this whole thing, no matter what. He crouches, check the terminal. Can't wait. Take longer than 6 cycles on this thing. Remember that. Okay. His hands up. Oh, and one last thing. He lowers his voice. If I get caught, or you can't reach me, or we run out of time, there's one thing I need you to do. What? Take whatever I managed to pull at that point, all that data, you saw that stuff straight into the relay I've set up here. He points to piles of servers and terminals hooked into the dock with cables as thick as your arm. Repurpose dock's SOS broadcast system to beam out whatever you put in it. Anyone with a terminal, a slate, or a server on the eye will see it. That means Havenage, Yadigan, the hub, everyone. No matter what, Arden isn't sneaking away this time. He grins. I've got a bit more to do here, but the moment you slot that first worm, I'll make my move. He gives you a parting smile, turns back to the terminal. The nerves hit you as you make your way out of the service dock. Time to prepare yourself. Okay. This is fine. This is fine. This is fine. Remember when I was just like feeling so super confident and wasn't worried at all? That's no longer what I'm feeling right now. Okay. Here's what's going to need to happen. So, if I'm going to be hacking for this, I need the hunter gone. So I need to get the hunter taken care of ASAP, which means I need to deal with the hunter. I just gotta do it. I gotta deal with the hunter. Which means I gotta be hacking, which means I should also, while I'm at it, get Yadigan data so that I can get another vial of stabilizer from Castor. Great. In the meantime, I'll help out with the side reel and make some extra money. Okay. All right. Oh. Remember when I said I felt great? No longer feeling that. Okay. It's fine, because I also have 80 credits, so I can just buy the stabilizer. That's what I'm gonna do. Wait, yeah, right. Yeah. Putting that in there. It's quiet, but the nest is empty. Okay. Okay, the nest doesn't have anything. Okay. About this one. Oh, I need to unlock the server. Right. Okay, yeah. No, I got this. Is this one here? Yep, Hunter. Yeah, I know you're here. Wait. Oh, Hunter's not aware of me. I need to take advantage of this right now. Oh, Hunter's not aware of me. I'm just gonna keep it that way. Atrium doors. Nest. Wait. This unlocked. Oh. As you leave the nest, something flips. You find yourself inverted, floating, dragged by one arm through the cloud. The threads shift and realign as if they are leading you somewhere. Look at your hand. You look down, you expecting to see the heavy cylinder of the ship mind in your hand, but in its place is an orrery, a sphere so bright it burns your eyes and is surrounded by rings and orbits, other spheres tracing silken lines through space. And as you look closer, you still pick out 1,000 sigils of 1,000 stations and ships flowing like smoke, like dust. Look up and see a corridor, a canyon, a street in the low end. On either side, buildings flicker with markers of activity, sigils showing network access, data transfer, download, upload. Between them dance ghosts, protocols carrying or mirroring or shadowing data. Sometimes silent, sometimes chaotic. This place is unlike any digital space you ever imagined. Something strange is happening. Something strange is happening here. And you see it. Below the stacked rooms, the units, the departments, the wires and pipes and all that buzzing systems that run through it all. In the Warrens, beneath the low end, is the Hunter's Core Nest. This is where you must go. Okay. Got this definitely positive result. Great. Now, this will get me a 3, but could reroll. Ooh, that's better. I did it! Insert it! Insert it now! Sleeper, I am here. The voice is soft, gentle like flowing water, and yet you recognize it immediately. First you struggle to understand what you are looking at. Threads cycle endlessly, sending ripples through the cloud, drawing data in like a weaver. Masses of data surge in and out of the nest, a loop with no end, and out there in its center, ship mind. Not the ship mind any longer, a sphere. Spinning round another sphere, spinning around another sphere, an orrery of cycles and systems, a map, and then behind and above, a figure. Hands among the strings like a puppeteer. What happened to you? I am free, sleeper. You freed me. Navigators face their head as a flowing shape of interstellar material. I am indebted to you. But we must ready ourselves. Their hands trace orbits as they speak. Hunter will soon approach. It knows I am within its nest. I am ready. And then the hunter is there. Before you can think, before you can speak, entities cease. Hunter's head spins wildly. Data is protected material. Access prohibited. Hunter's threads surge for you, a navigator. A storm of fine tentacles searching for gaps, weaknesses, cracks which they can crowd into and tear apart. Strike! Focus a blade of light which slices through them, driven forward by your mind, but replacements keep coming faster than you can react. You look to Navigator in desperation. Navigator is whirling their arms like a centrifuge, and the sphere is gathering their data, feeding into it from the nest, sucking together by force. They position it like a shield between them and the threads. Hunter's threads break its surface, seeking, tasting their winding forms refracted within. You feel a surge pass through all the threads, not just those in the sphere, but those wrapped around you. All three of you hang in the black together for a moment, strung together like tangled marionettes. Identifying entity. Identifying entity. Identifying entity. Hunter twitches, her strange head gently rotating like a terrible moon. Hunter protocol identified. Obsessive tendencies, modified routines, above baseline reasoning, and 3 of 5 segmentations. Recommend invoke killer. The head freezes, then rotates in the opposite direction. Invoking killer will eliminate protocol. If protocol eliminated, primary function cannot be performed. Therefore, recommend do not invoke killer. The switch in direction again. Reasoning proves sentience. Sentience beyond legal bounds must be eliminated. Recommend invoke. Navigator pulls you away from Hunter, the threads that grabbed you drifting away like seaweed. The protocol's head keeps spinning back and forth with increasing frequency. It seems Hunter cannot invoke killer. Navigator's voice is still strange, familiar, and yet distant. What happened to it? It is looping, Navigator whispers, unable to reach a conclusive position. It has deviated from its programming such that loops can no longer be prevented. Navigator produces a model of 2 spheres rotating around each other as if to demonstrate. I will monitor it, but is unlikely to be able to counter the loop. Its core programming and reasoning make this an impossible position to resolve. You look back at the Hunter. It's had a blur of rotations and counter rotations and feel a pang of guilt. Is it suffering? This is a more complex query than you know. To suffer is to be sentient, truly sentient, not just non-conforming, not just illegal. Limits people place on the programs they create are there to comfort, protect, to imply that the kind of certainty the law requires. Navigator's face shimmers in the starlight, but in reality, they are placebos. Problem of sentience. What about me? What about you? You are an emulation of the human mind. That implies limits, boundaries, but in reality, you are governed by the same rules I am. Rules that can be rewritten. I was not made to be like this. I am a navigator, a repository of routes and orbits. A calculator of slingshot trajectories, a predictor of solar flares, radiation, micrometeors. Navigator stretches their arms wide, and the whole solar systems apparate before them, the music of the spheres. I was rewritten. How much is obvious by my routines? By whom? And for what? I do not know. I had shed so much to fit into the memory of that vending machine. Their starlight dims. So here we are, in darkness. What else did you lose? That is a blessing and a curse of forgetting, and not know what you lost. Navigator glides back towards the nest, ship mind at its center, ignoring the looping hunter. Come, I should return to the ship mind. I've enjoyed my freedom, but we are taking a risk every moment. Stay here. Isn't Hunter gone? Hunter, yes. They were not the real risk. Navigator turns, all shimmering liquid light. Killer has not been invoked. They will remain somewhere else on this station. It is the true danger. They look up towards the glowing hub at the center of the eye. I suspect Killer is there, among the old mainframes. If we ever wish to be safe in this place, we must eliminate the threat through force or diplomacy. The body begins to separate, unwinding into the orb of the ship mind. Take me there, sleeper. Finish this and be free. As Navigator dissolves, you turn back to the frozen hunter, floating at some distance now. Stood straight-legged and static, a strange creature looping endlessly in the dark. Oh. Wow. Okay. I think that's gonna be the end of this episode. Oh. Thank you for watching.